whakarongo ki te tangi a te korimako. Kōrero flowing out the hook of force. Kaupapa relevant, kaupapa out of bounds, kaupapa exigent, kaupapa paramount. Nā kona whakapiri mai ki te kaupapa tino whakahira hira whakarongo pi kari kari mai. Hare hare mai, o Taringa hare hare mai. We gotta gather up close everybody. Gather up close everybody. Kani move that body. Kani move that body.
E ngā iwi, ko hoki mai māua.
Ai, ko hoki mai māua.
I ngā hararei.
Ai.
Ki tēnei te tau 2021 according to...
The Gregorian calendar.
Yes.
It's a favourite word around here.
It is. I hope everybody had a good break over the holiday season.
Yeah, ngā mihi mahana o te raumati.
Ngā mihi mahana. Actually, you know, I'm not one to say ngā mihi mahana.
Why is that?
I don't know, because it just seems like thing to me, like ngā mihi mahana is like warmest greetings. But because you put ngā mihi mahana o te raumati...
Does it make it better?
It makes it, yeah.
Put a bit more context to it?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
I'm very glad.
Yeah, I actually like that. So, ngā mihi mahana o te raumati, e rere ati nei ki a koutou, a hene raumati rānei, ko māua tēnei ko Erika e mihi ati nei, kia ora koutou.
Kia ora. It's not the most summariest day here in Waikato. It's kind of raining, but do you know what? It's really comforting. I've been away on a road trip over the last 3 weeks, visiting back home to Whakatane, down the coast, Waiho Bay, and then we went down to Te Tauihu. Every day was filled of swimming in every waterhole, waterfall, beach, spring possible, and all the days are very hot, and it's actually really nice to come back and to just have a bit of rain.
Yeah, beauty, I wake up this morning to the sound of the ua, and I was atahua, tino atahua, and I went out because I always go outside for my morning karakia.
Right.
And I went out and stood in the rain, had my karakia, and it was beautiful. You know, talking about road trips you've been on, swimming and stuff, what about, do you like cold showers in the summer? Like, or you still have a hot shower in the morning or a cold one?
Down the coast, you're kind of forced to have cold showers because our shower down there, it doesn't have hot water, so we have cold shower, but I actually prefer to go have a river wash.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we might go diving or whatever in the day or fishing, and then even if it's later at night, my preference is to just go to the river, get your shampoo, your body wash out, and have a bath there.
I hope they're environmentally friendly ones that you use.
Well, you know, it's kind of just whatever's on special at the supermarket.
We just had noho on the weekend, kapaaka.
Yeah.
And, you know, the kids were going down there, pretty much lived at the river all day. They'd come back for a kai and then go down. And then they, like, i pātai mai ke, Uncle, e pai ana kia haere ki te kaukau a te ahi. It was like nearly dark. And I was like, yeah, haere ki te kaukau. And I said, take a soap and have a wash down there so you're not coming back and having a shower.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had cold showers too because the whare we stayed in down in Waimarama, and big shout out to Uncle Coop down there. Yeah, the hot water wasn't hooked up. But it was all good because it was so warm anyway.
Yeah, hard.
And it's just invigorating.
It is. Having
that cold shower in the morning.
Yeah, every time I'd go for a freezing swim, I'd pretty much have in my head, new year, new me. You just feel like a whole new person after a clean wash like that.
Yeah, cool. Ko tāua tēnei, ko hoki mai.
Yep. Better get into it.
Yeah, and all our listeners, hope you were occupied over the holidays listening to... What were they listening to?
They were listening to the Waiata Jam session ones.
Oh, right.
Yeah, the compilation episode.
Oh, compilation.
Well, I hope you were anyway.
Yeah, so here we are, and to start us off, back into it with our kiwaha.
Today's kiwaha is hika. Hika. Hear that one a lot down the coast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely a coasty saying. So hika is a word you'll hear through Te Tairāwhiti, so the east coast of Te Ika Māui, North Island, through the Mātātua region. Probably a lot in Tūhoe. I'm not sure if Ngāti Awa use hika that much, but definitely Tūhoe, you'll hear hika. And then through Te Whakatōhea, and then down through Te Whanāpunui, right through Ngāti Porou, down to Tūranga.
Okay.
So Gisborne, they use hika. Right down to Mahia Mai Tawhiti, Rongo Mai Wahine, and down into Kahungunu, they use hika. So you'll hear the word hika through there, or e hika.
Yeah. So I was wondering that. Do we have to put the air at the front?
I think hika was, well, it depends. Yeah, it's up to you. Like, hika, you can say stand alone. And it can mean a lot of things like hika, like, whoa, wow.
Or like a bit of a surprise kind of hika.
Bit of a surprise, or someone makes a stop, or, someone says something, you're like, hika.
Something stupid, yeah.
It all comes down to the tone and intonation and all that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like, oh, hika, that was mean as, or hika, what's he on about? Yeah.
But you find that a lot throughout all of Te Reo Māori is, a lot of it is in the tone.
Yeah.
And did you say intonation?
Yes.
Oh, flash word.
Yeah, te piki me te heke o te reo.
Yeah.
And you can, like, for a group, it's like, hika mā. Hika mā, like, I've heard, like, hika mā, like, oh, come on, you people.
Yeah. Hika mā,
Yeah, hika mā, You won't hear hika that used that much in Tainui by Tainui people, but I must say, and I've said it before, while I love tōku reo ake, o konei, I'm not whakamā that I use other tribal sayings.
Yeah.
And I think, in English, we get quite precious with our mita or rangi. And it's probably going into another conversation, but... And that's
when are we not going into another conversation?
Tika, he wānanga tēnei, he haere i te wairua, but I don't think we should have a problem with using other tribe, other iwi, kōrero a iwi, kupu a iwi.
Yeah.
It's up to you, kei a koe te tikanga. I'm not saying do it, but I use hika all the time.
Well, these days, it's very rare for one person to be from one iwi anake.
Yeah.
So, we're getting a bit of mixed iwi going on. People are mixed races, mixed everything. So it's only natural that the mita and our tribal sayings and kupu will get mixed a little.
And I think too, because why I'm probably a bit more mixed up is that I travel out to Hui a lot.
Oh, yeah.
And I socialise with a lot of real groups.
Yeah.
And people, a lot of my friends, well, they're not all from Tainui, from Tūhoi, from Kahungunu, from Tūhoi, from everywhere.
Yeah.
And I pick up those things.
Yeah.
Okay, and I've even heard the hika. So, even lengthening it.
Yeah.
The vowel sound and the hika. So if you do drag it, it's that first part. I've never heard the hika, but it's hika.
Hika.
Yeah. Koe nā te kiwaha, hika. Hika. Hika.
Hika mā.
Hika mā.
Hika.
It's also a term of address.
Yeah. Because I have heard people... Yeah, I have heard people down the coast in whakōrero and that, and they'd almost use it like e hoa mā.
Yeah.
But instead they're saying e hika mā.
That's right. Koe nā tā tātou kiwaha. Nō reira, e hika mā, ko te kaupapa kōrero I tēnei rā, he Hoki Whakamuri. E hoki ana whakamuri ki ngā kupu o ngā tau e. So we've picked out just a few of our episodes.
Just a few snippets.
Yeah, a few snippets. And we're going to have a bit of a whakarongo, bit of a listen. And then we're going to, have a kōrero and see where the
wairua takes us.
That's right.
Yeah.
So whakarongo mai.
Me whakarongo pi kari kari.
And so simple things about, yes, we've all been taught to go to the water, but when you're in a certain state, these are the other things that you need to do at the water. And just making it easy. And so like we talked about, okay, so when you need to clear yourself because you're heavy, face one direction, face downstream, and let all of that heaviness go. Then turn upstream and ask for all of the abundance from the source to refill you, to refill your cup.
Kia ora.
Then when talking about being down at the ocean, down at the moana, ki te tai o rehua, as the sun is setting, and you see those last rays, and it's as if the horizon just sucks them away. And you see it on a sunset on the west coast. And we're telling everybody, ko ngā tai miti are ua tēnā. Taua wā, I te ahiahi pō, kia kite I te ekinga o te rā, ana mā ngā tai miti o re ua koe e wakaora. And so you dive into the ocean at that moment as the sun is taking away those last rays, that last light, and it takes all the heaviness.
Oh, hika.
Hika.
Just a little recap for all you e te whānau out there. That's from episode 42. It features Che Wilson from Ngāti Rangi. So it's an Iwi o Te Wiki episode, and that was really cool. I really enjoyed that little snippet. It reminds me of that kia purea ai e ngā hau o tāwhirimātea.
Yeah, hoki atu ki o maunga, kia purea ai e ngā hau o tāwhirimātea.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
Yeah.
That really resonates with me because I like going back to my awa, well, really any awa, and just having a nice swim in there. And you really do feel cleansed and, I don't know, a bit more balanced. Well, I do anyway.
Absolutely.
What about you?
Nahui and I, we do that. And it's not even when you're feeling heavy. Sometimes it's like we just need a bit of a refresh or a reset.
Yeah.
And we like going early in the morning. So we'll go to the awa just as the sun's coming up.
Yeah.
And even sometimes we've done it when it's cold, like in the winter. It's a bit nice at this time when it's raumati, but we'll go early in the morning.
Bit easier.
Yeah, and have a pure, dive into the awa.
Yeah.
And it's just nice. Yeah, when
I have heard that word before.
Yeah, pure is like a cleanse.
Yeah.
And pure, interestingly, is the word that our cousins from Te Moana Nui a Kiwa use. I think through like Rarotonga, Samoa, and some of the other islands, they use the word pule. And
pule.
Yeah, and pule is their, or pure is their kupu for karakia. So we'll go down and have a pure. Yeah, so we'll go and jump in the river. Yeah, we'll just feel nice and refreshed and make a start, or we'll let things go that we need to. And when we had this kōrero with Che, I thought, because I'd never actually done that. We've been taught to go to the river to whakarite, we say. Yeah. And then in the past years, I've learnt about pure. And I thought, this is another level we can add or layer we can add, like send our stuff down with the awa, right? This is what we're to take out and then face
the
up
other
the
direction.
awa.
Yeah, that was really interesting.
And this is what I want.
Yeah.
And same with the ocean, as he says. And then from this conversation...
the sun's
when the sun's coming up and the sun's going down, or when the tide's coming in and the tide's going out.
Oh my gosh, this is mind-blowing.
Yeah, you've travelled a lot. When I've travelled overseas and I'm by the ocean, I like to go down and touch the ocean, and I'll have a little karakia because I know that ocean is, lapping at the same, at Aotearoa.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's that thing about water and wai.
Yeah.
And I think
it is all connected.
And that's a reason why Māori, we have, and then people going, why have Māori got these issues with the water, with the wai? Well, that is one, was hugely spiritual to us.
And especially in his iwi.
Yeah, absolutely.
With the, what do I say, wanganui or whanganui?
Well, you can say wanganui if you like, but I say whanganui.
Well, now that's regarded as a person.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and you've got the same whanaunga tangata we all from in te whanapa nui with the ocean.
Yeah.
And its beings.
Yeah.
So, it's very, very spiritual te way. And it's not just in Māori. I think for any culture, race, anybody, human being that goes to the water, you just naturally feel good.
Yeah.
If the water's, if it's not all polluted and stuff.
Yeah.
But I was also reading some scientific research on particularly the ocean, where the positive and negative ions in the atmosphere meet, and around where the ocean is, there's more positive ions in the air.
Yeah. Because
the ocean atmosphere is meeting the land, and they sort of collide and they make more positive. So when you're by the ocean, you feel more positive, and where water is, that those things are. So, there's some scientific stuff behind it as well. But
also, do you reckon, because in summertime, here in Aotearoa, it's not that far of a stretch for everybody to get to the ocean, as opposed to somewhere like America, people live there and have never seen the ocean their whole life.
Yeah, and I've met people like that haven't been to the ocean.
That's crazy.
You've seen photos of it.
Can't believe that.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to my point. In the summertime, maybe because we're spending more time outdoors and closer to the ocean, maybe we're picking up more of that positivity, and we're all feeling better because of that.
Absolutely. Coupled with tama i te rā or tama nui te rā and the sunlight and all that.
I just feel like everyone's in way better moods in summertime.
Going back to the whakatauki you mentioned, hoki atu ki o maunga, kia purea e ngā hau o Tāwhirimātea. Go back to your mountains, so you're cleansed by the winds of Tāwhirimātea. It's going back to where you're from as well. We have a connection to where your happy places.
Yeah.
And that's all good for mind, body, and wairua.
Yeah.
Te tinana, te hinengaro, me te wairua.
If I took that literally, I probably wouldn't. I would prefer to go back to the ocean or our awa, not necessarily our maunga back there.
That was a cool snippet from that.
Yeah, that was really cool.
With Che.
Really, I had heard before about the different directions, but I didn't know why. So that was really cool to have context of letting things go downstream and then letting things come towards you from upstream, and then also the sunset, sunrise, and then the tides in and out. That's really cool.
It's a must for me, even when I'm not in my own area. So something happened a couple of years ago, and I just needed to get to a river to have my pure. And I felt way better after I'd been to the river and let the stuff go that I needed to.
Yeah. Next one is coming up from episode 44, which was a Tikanga 101. You talked about iwi and hapu structure.
You can have iwi within iwi. And then you can have iwi that are political alliances. Another example, and I'll bring it back to Tainui, is within Waikato.
Aye.
So our whanaunga up the river say, ko Waikato te iwi. Now, Waikato is not a person that you can claim descent from. Waikato is the river. But the confederation of the peoples that inhabit the banks and the region of Waikato are a political alliance, and they're an entity. And they're known as Waikato, the people of Waikato, and they refer to themselves as te iwi o Waikato.
And I guess that I think it also shows their connection, ki te awa.
Koina hoki.
Yeah, ko te awa ko au te awa.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And look, there, whanganui is the same.
Aye, kia ora whanganui.
Yeah, I've never heard anybody say, ko whanganui taku iwi, but they'll say, what you just said, ko au te awa, ko au, and they'll say, ngā iwi o whanganui, and the same with Tainui.
Aye.
Ngā iwi o Tainui. So the iwi that make up the people of Tainui, that descend from te waka o Tainui. And speaking as someone that's staunch Tainui, I was taught to say that Tainui is my waka, Tainui is not my iwi.
Aye, kia ora.
And that was from my kaumātua. But it'd be different in Te Arawa.
Yes, yeah. Because you could say Tainui is your iwi if you didn't understand the amount of iwi that come from Tainui.
That's right.
Yeah, that's the misunderstanding one could have.
Yeah.
Yeah, hika. Oh my gosh.
I can see, like, as you're listening, you're like, I know all these things going on in your brain, and you're probably thinking heaps of things.
Jeez. Well, yeah, I'm always confused, really, up here in Waikato. Like, yeah, which one's a iwi, which one's a hapu, which is the iwi and the iwi. Oh, man. So, yeah, e hika.
Yeah, I just read a post the other day, and it was about, there's all sorts of things happening up in with our cousins up north with the Ngāpuhi settlement, or the mandate, I guess. And and it was a post, I think Penetaui put up, about how Ngāpuhi is made up of a whole lot of hapu. Yeah, and it's the hapu that make Ngāpuhi a people. Yeah, so it's not just something in Waikato.
Yeah.
And but even though I mentioned that Waikato, said that Waikato is a political alliance, those peoples that make up Waikato still whakapapa to one another.
Yeah.
And the same in Ngāpuhi, and same in other places. Yeah. What I find is, and I think I might have said on that, I'm not sure, but how Te Arawa call themselves Te Arawa, Tū Whare Toa refer to themselves as Te Arawa Te Waka, engari ko Ngāti Tū Whare Toa Te Iwi.
Yeah.
They don't say that they're Te Arawa, ko Te Arawa Te Iwi. Like, when you hear Te Arawa Te Iwi, think of Rotorua, Rotoiti, sort of that region.
Yeah.
Because you're Te Whānāpa Nui.
Yeah.
Is Te Whānāpa Nui, and the hapu that make up Te Whānāpa Nui is Te Whānau A. Te Whānau A.
Yeah, because our mine is Te Whānau Pararaki. And then there's Te Whānau Kauai Tangohia.
Yeah, all through there. Is there any Ngāti in Te Whānāpa Nui?
I don't really know. I've got a lot of learning to do, but I don't really know outside of my own.
As you go past Te Whānau Kauai Tangohia, so go past Whangaprawa, and
there's
then you get over, and then you get over to Te Whānau Tū Whakairi Ora, and then you get Te Whānau Hunara, which are in te Kawakawa, te Araroa. There's still the whānau, and then you even get over like into Ruatore, but then you start sort of getting Ngāti this, Ngāti there.
Yeah.
When we say whānau now, we've got a very, is it nuclear? Think of the nuclear family, so the mum, the dad, the kids.
Yeah,
but i roto i te whakaaro
whānau
Māori.
is the
Yeah.
wider.
Yeah, that is. And even like I heard someone talking about, you shouldn't say extended whānau. Yeah, because
Why?
they're just whānau.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we're following whakaaro Pākehā saying extended family.
Yeah.
You know, when you say family in a nuclear sense, it's your immediate family.
Yeah. Oh, I guess I'm sort of like that. I was having this conversation just a little while ago with some people, and I'm the kind of person who I don't go around calling everybody my cousin and auntie and uncle. Like, if they're literally my mum's brother or sister or my dad's sibling, then I'll call those ones my aunties, my uncles, and then my literal cousins, my cousins, and their kids, they're still my cousins. But anything wider than that, I just call them my whānau.
Yeah.
I don't go along and be like, oh, that's my mum's second cousin twice removed. Don't do that. But I was like, that's my whānau.
Yeah.
But I know I have lots of friends who call pretty much everybody who's not closely related to them their auntie and uncle. But in my head, I'm like, it's not really, but okay. What about you?
Yeah, same. Yeah, definitely the whānau that I've been brought up with, knowing that those are my uncles and aunties, even though I don't know I didn't then know their connection to how, or the whakapapa of how they actually related to me.
Yeah.
So they might be like way, way, way along on the line somewhere, you know, but they're still uncle and auntie.
Yeah.
Yeah, so koina, tērā kupu whānau. And we had and it was with the kōrero Chaith, and that one just before we talked about, you've got kāhui, which was one of the traditional words we used, kupu we used for a whānau grouping or clan or hapu was kāhui.
I've really only heard it with the kāhui ariki.
Yeah. So kāhui ariki, so they talk about te kāhui tupua, te kāhui maunga.
Oh, yes, kāhui maunga, I've heard that, yeah.
I wanted to ask you, is there any Ngāti, if you've heard of any Ngāti, anybody
I'm
down in
not
te whānau
the best person to ask, but I don't know of any myself.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
And it's sort of like, I find it interesting that you've got like Ngāti Porou, but most of the hapu, and correct me if I'm wrong, any Ngāti Porou people out there, but, you know, you've got like te whānau a Materoa, te whānau a te Awera, te whānau a Rua Taupare, but then you get down to Uawa, and you've got te Aitanga Hauiti.
Yeah.
So Aitanga's another one.
So does Aitanga mean something similar to whānau?
Yeah, Aitanga, descendants of.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so Aitanga Mahaki.
Oh, we're just keeping it all simple back down the coast, you know? No need to get too complicated down there.
Yeah, so koe nā tētahi kōrero mo te whānau, mo te hapu, mo te iwi. So while we're talking about iwi, and the apartheid came in from Rocky Webster, tēnā koe Rocky.
Tēnā koe.
And apartheid was do the people that affiliate, or the Tainui iwi down in the south, which are not in the borders of Moko, Kirunga, Tāmaki, Kiraro, from Moko to Auckland, Tāmaki, which are the traditional borders of Tainui waka. Do the people say the people down in the south? So I'm thinking probably Otaki, Ngāti Raukawa ki te Tonga, Ngāti Toa, across to Nelson.
All the ones in Te Tauihu.
Te Tauihu. Do they speak the same reo as Tainui up here? And I would say no. There are some kupu there, but these words down there and these ways of speaking down in there that is different to up here.
My partner, he's Ngāti Tama, and so they were one of the iwi that went on the hekinga down to Te Tauihu. And actually it's quite interesting. In that small part, that top of the south, geographically it's not that big, but there are 8 iwi there.
That's right,
yeah.
And they're all in Wakatū, incorporated.
Yeah, all in Wakatū incorporated. And anyway, my partner's dad, they're Ngāti Tama, so they originated from Moko And back in those ways, they dropped the H. Yeah, so he's down in Te Tauihu, and so because they originated from there, he drops the H down there.
Yeah.
Just to keep that alive, I guess.
Be interesting if someone done some research if the kaumātua speak like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, I'm just, yeah. Yeah, so no, and there's kupu down there that aren't up here. And I think that they've loaned off, or they've heard, whanganui o Taranaki, the one, Ngāti Tama, Ngāti Mutunga, Te Atiawa. So like one of our kuia down there, she would use angehau for ahau.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I've never heard that one.
Yeah, angehau. We don't have angehau up here. And down there, now, same thing, because, and I'm the reverse of your, the te papa o tō tāne.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm the reverse. So, down in Otaki, nasa kuia her kupu for tohero. Tohero is not that thing. Anyway, back we're talking about food.
It's the all Pōtiki one.
Tohero, they use tohemanga.
Tohemanga.
Yeah, tohemanga. That's their kupu. So we don't have that kupu up here, but because it's a Ngāti Raukawa ki te Tonga word, I like to use it. So I use it for toheroa now. It's tohemanga.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I love toheroa. So
we're always talking about food here in all our breaks.
So I'm the reverse. So no, the short answer is no. There will be some kupu there and some ways of speaking that are the same, but overall, no.
No.
Tēnā koe hoa. Thank you for your pātai.
All right, and on to our next snippet for Hoki Whakamuri. We're going to episode 45, which was a kupu, and we're touching on Paraone's favourite, his tino kaupapa.
No, this is her favourite.
No.
She loves it. She just,
Eka. And the category is A and O.
Me te o. What's our next wahanga e hoa? Te kawe.
Is waka.
Waka. So waka transport.
Yes. Why is it an o?
Why isn't it?
Why? E aua.
That is interesting why our tupuna deemed waka as o. And I think it's because it helps you to get somewhere. So you're benefiting from it. And it's also could be deemed too as like a shelter. So it comes in the whare category too. Like that sort of whakaaro.
He whakaora no hoki?
Yeah. Waka is all category.
Waka is all.
So cars, motorbikes. Horses.
Until you get hungry.
Exactly. That's right. I can think of lots of funny A-O conversations we've had.
Aye.
Yeah. Mo te A-O.
He wahanga ka. He wahanga o te tinana.
Ana.
Yeah. Hoi no.
So anything you ride in that's deemed transport is O.
Is o. Kia ora.
So aeroplanes, helicopters, that's all O. It's all in the O category.
Yeah. And see, like, I can see double kawe.
Yeah.
Because he waka tūroro, an ambulance.
Yeah.
He whakaora, he waka hoki.
Yeah.
But I can see how our tupuna saw waka as an o.
Yeah.
Very easily, actually.
Taringa.
Can you remember what your kaupapa was that you wanted to wānanga?
Yeah, I think it was a conversation that was had in Tāmaki 2 years ago. So Sir Timoti, Kāretu, he called a hui and he invited 4 people. And to the hui, it was himself, Te Haumihiata, Pānia Papa, Te Heketu, Leon, Blake, and I think Hemi may have been in there in the hui. There was only a few of them, and they went through a whole lot of. You're probably thinking, oh, this sounds so maruki, but really it's like something would be really, really cool. So they had a wānanga on A and O.
Yeah.
And one of the things that was sort of contested, or they had a wānanga about, was deliberated, was whether a bulldozer is a A or a O.
Oh, my God.
So I think Te Haumihiata was of the mind that the bulldozer is merely a tool. It's not actually a mode of transport. It's to get something done. And a tool comes under the A category.
Right.
Yeah, so, and I think it was from that hui o te hau. Mehe mea whakarongo mai ana koe tēnā wai mai kei whakatika mai au or whoever. Yeah, so that was the wānanga.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there was some kōrero there, well, the bulldozer, you still got to drive it and it's tala waka. You know?
Yeah.
So what about a tractor? In like a tractor, say, a tractor is a tool, you know?
All right.
But my graua, he used this tractor as a car. So they didn't have a car.
Yeah, you see them driving on
Yeah,
road.
yeah, hard out when you live in the country, like
Yeah.
in the country, so, you know.
My dad used to drive his tractor to school.
Exactly, so whatever you're all then, but when you're in the
Yeah.
garden using it for a tool, is it
Then
Yeah, and I think we may have talked about
Transformers.
umbrella.
Umbrella. Yeah, yeah.
So
that's
like
a shelter.
Yeah, so via or, but when you're carrying it, it's a a.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Or would you just say it's a or all the time? Tōku hamarira. Yeah, I think I'd probably go with the or. So, yeah, and, you know, koutou e whakarongo mai ana, if you're on the reo journey, don't let the sort of like hiccup. Look at it as something fun in te reo Māori and interesting, not something that's going to hinder you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that does hinder a lot of people.
Oh, absolutely.
I all the time I'm constantly trying to figure out which is what.
Yeah.
And trying to look it up on Māori dictionary.
Yeah.
And yeah, I guess you just do it, but it's just when somebody tells you it's something else, then you're like, oh no, that's when you get hindered. But anyway, going back to tractors and the bulldozers, well, I'll tell you what I saw in the summertime in Nelson. I was just out in Nelson at Kaitiritiri Beach.
Yeah.
We're sitting there having an ice cream, and what would you put a lawnmower under, a ride-on lawnmower?
Yeah, well, going on the philosophy of it being a tool, I'd say it's a ah.
But what if you're sitting there having an ice cream like we were, and you see a ride-on lawnmower come past towing a caravan?
Crack up. Heka. Well, you know what? I don't think that's so weird. Maybe that it was towing a caravan, but this happened in Taumutu. This was last year, so I went to Pick and Save, and old fella rocks up on his ride-on lawnmower, parks it next to the door, gets out, and gets some shopping, and then hops back on his lawnmower and then goes home on it.
Oh my gosh, you see
So
everything
it's
at Pick and
probably a or
Save.
then. Yeah.
Or. It's an or.
Yeah, using it as transport, not as a tool.
Yep.
It would be an or. So, yeah, those are some sort of grey areas or things that make interesting conversation.
Yeah. What's one that you get asked about a lot?
Why?
See, I was under the impression that was an or because it's like why it can be considered a rongoa.
Yeah, absolutely. But if you're using it to wash your clothes...
Yes.
Yeah, say I had this discussion again with te haumihiata, and ko te haumihiata tētai au aku iho pū manawa, rau moru, I roto i te reo Māori, and we had a discussion about wai in consideration to taniwha. So if I was to go to the river to pure, wai would be under o. He wai ora tēnā mōku, that is a wai, that is life-giving water for me.
Yeah.
But if I was going to a swim, if I'm talking about it, to have a swim, te wai koukou swimming water off, because I'm using it to swim. It's not, so I'm not using it for in spiritual sense. I'm using it to, to cool down or whatever. But if it was a taniwha, I'd say te wai koukou o, because the taniwha lives in the river. So wai is one of those really interesting conversations you can have.
It's not only a rongoa.
Yeah, and then we could look at the word inu.
Yeah.
So inu, and I think this has gone out of date, or this could be a conversation I have with Pane and Timuti and Te Hekesu. Inu is only used with water. Traditionally was used with water. Soon as you add something to wai, it is not wai anymore, even though you might say it's a wai reka or wai whatever. It is not water, so it becomes a kai. So that's why you'll hear old people, they'll say, haere mai ki te kai waipiro. They don't say inu waipiro. They say kaumātu or say kai waipiro. Yeah, so, because it's had something added.
You can only inu wai.
Yeah, but that's gone. I think that thinking has gone.
Okay.
Yeah, interesting,
Hika.
Hika. Yep.
Oh, so, that is interesting. I learned something else new.
Yeah, pai tēnā kōrero.
Yeah.
Yeah, and, koutou whakarongo mai ana. Maybe you can send in some and we can have a wānanga on there and people can send some patai.
Yeah. I think that would be a good idea.
So koe nā tātai kōrero mo te A-O, and there was just a little snippet, and there's a little kōrero. We could probably do another episode on A-O.
Well, if you need a core whole hui's for it, then I'm pretty sure you can make a few episodes out of it.
Yeah. Well, hey, just to finish off, we were in Hawaii one time, and we accompanied Timoti on the Taringa, and because he's a fluent Hawaiian speaker.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, he was talking with one of his good friends, and we were talking about A-O.
Yeah.
And his friend said, well, Māori or Kanaka Māori, we don't really have A-O category. And he said, oh, that's nonsense. It's just been forgotten. It's there in your language. So it's something that's across the Pacific, A-O. So it's very old.
Yeah.
And it's something that makes our reo unique.
Yeah. And it's kind of comforting that we're not the only ones who have to wānanga about it.
Yeah, koina. No re, e te iwi, koina a tātou kōrero mō te a me te o I tēnei wā.
I'm loving this.
Hika mai.
Loving this extra intonation that you're putting into it. We're going to episode 46, and this one was a iwi o te wiki, and it featured Te Kerera Haitana, or as we know her here around the office, Keela, and she was talking to us all about tūwharetoa.
Me whakarongo pi kari kari.
So Tia, he had, while he was on the lake, he saw a cliff, and the cliff he named Te Taupo Nui a Tia, the cloak of Tia.
Oh, okay.
And it wasn't actually until after that incident, him naming the cliffside, that the people adopted that name and made the entire lake Te Taupo Nui a Tia. That's one saying that I've heard, or one kōrero that I've heard. Another one that I've heard is actually about ngā toroirangi, and just before he journeyed up to the mountain, he landed just at the base by the lakeside at night time, and e kia nei te kōrero I tau ia I te pō. Koe anō, some of the, I guess for me, looking at that story and trying to tie it back to Tia himself, I probably think that the first one is closer to, I guess my own beliefs of how it was named.
Hika, that's beautiful, I reckon. I really enjoy looking into our place names, Māori place names, and learning the stories behind them, because pretty much literally everything in te reo Māori means something, like it means something deeper. Yeah,
as I was listening to Te Kerera talking about taupo, I always sort of associate, or used to, Waiōru with taupo, because when we go through taupo, when we went to taupo, it was usually on our way to Wellington.
Yeah.
So we'd have to go through Waiōru.
Yeah.
And then, just recently, because we had Che on the snippet, I learned that the name of Waiōru is Te Wai o Ururangi. Like Ururangi and Matariki.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
Cool, eh?
So the rain.
Yeah.
Oh.
Te Wai o Ururangi. Yeah.
Te Wai o Ururangi, that's beautiful.
Interesting kōrero there with the two sort of whakamārama or kōrero tuku iho about how taupo got its name. Yeah,
I liked the second one myself.
Yeah, well, it's different. I hadn't heard that kōrero before, but I knew the ngā toroirangi one, and I think that's the one that is widely known or is prolific within tūwharetoa, because ngā toroirangi is, even though it's taupo nui, that's a prolific kōrero because of ngā toroirangi, I should say.
Yeah. But I quite like the idea of that second one kind of arriving or settling in the night.
Yeah.
I don't know, it just sounds sort of nostalgic to me.
Well, it's like, it's not like it's different, but, pōneke, we refer to pōneke as, and that's considered to be a transliteration of Port Nicholson.
Oh, okay.
Which is the name of Whanganui-a-Tara, Wellington.
Yeah.
And which is, I'm not sure, I think there's a little bay or cove somewhere in the harbour there, which is the actual Port Nicholson. I'm not too sure, but anyway, that's where pōneke comes from. That's what I learnt, and then, but I went down there one time for a hui, and the kaumātua on the paipai, nāna mātau I whakatau, ka tūia ki te kōrero, and in his kōrero he said that pōneke actually came from when the surveyors came in to survey out te whanganui Atara, Wellington,
Yeah.
and they'd put their pigs in the daytime to mark their surveys.
Yeah.
At night, the iwi would come along and move the survey pigs.
Crack up.
So it became known as pōneke.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I've never actually done any rangahau into that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, but place names have big, kōrero tuku iho.
Yeah,
to with
hard
them.
out.
And then some of them aren't, some could, some of them could be just, wow. I'm trying to think of one now that isn't, like, it's quite simple.
Well,
it's still got a whakapapa, like, we got a road in Aotearoa called Kahoreko Road.
Kahoreko.
Yeah, Kahoreko.
So, kai.
Yeah, Kahoreko.
Yeah.
Kahoreko Road.
Like
Nothing. Yeah, it got its name because one of our tupuna, the surveyors again, or whoever's doing the roads, asked him, what's the name of that road? That path there, and he said, Kahoreko. It hasn't got a name.
Hasn't got a name.
But they wrote Kahoreko on the map.
And therefore now it's got a story.
Yeah, and I'm sure there's lots of, other places through Aotearoa that sort of got maybe quirky whakamārama to do with their origin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, going back to the coast, we've got whangaparawa, and so there was a lot of whaling that went on down there, and parawa is another word for whale.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's that, a whale bay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But is whangaparawa an old name? Like, is that, or did your tupuna whale before the Pākehā came?
Good question.
Because I know Te Whanāpōnui were prolific whalers.
Yeah, especially around the Te Kaha area.
Yeah, and I know there's a whole lot of kōrero tukuiho about that, and I recall both Tauira and Te Whanāpōnui, some of the items that they've talked about, the whaling that was done in Te Whanāpōnui.
Yeah, good question. Did whaling only come about after colonisation?
Well, I can't answer that. I don't know if our tupuna actually...
Yeah, because they
Caught
regarded them more
whales.
sacred.
Yeah, unless they beached themselves or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. If they did, they'd use if the whale was beached.
They used every part of it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not going to waste it.
So you got whangaparawa. We've got Mimi
Yeah, what's that
down
one?
on the west past, I think it's after Moko actually. So yeah, Tainui made it down there, and yeah, apparently Tainui was desecrated because someone done a mimi on it. So Hoturo went down to get the waka and he brought it back to Kawhia. Yeah.
You've reminded me, there's a river just further along from Whakatane, and it's got 3 names. Correct me if I'm wrong, people out there. Rangitaiki is the most common one that people know.
Yeah.
And then there's Ohine Mataroa. And then another one I learnt is Te Awa o Te Atua. And so how it got that name was Wairaka. So she's the daughter of Toroa. After they kind of landed in Whakatane, and I think people might be familiar with the story of Whakatane, how people debate whether it was her or Muriwai. The waka was going out.
Your people debate.
Yeah, everybody debates. And they landed in what's now known as Whakatane, and all the men had jumped off the waka to go check out the land, see if it was all good. While they were doing that, the tide started to go out and the waka was getting carried out to sea. So Wairaka, back then, if you're a female, you weren't supposed to touch the hoi or whatever. And she stood up and said, "Kia whakatane aui aho." So give me the strength of a man, or like let her be able to do the things that men are allowed to do. And she took them back into the shore and saved everyone. So after that episode in their journey, they carried on around to Thornton, and they stopped in there and had a wash at the river mouth. And that was where apparently Wairaka got her first period. And so Toroa claimed that this awa will now be called Te Awa o Te Atua after that.
You know, Ohine Mataroa,
Yeah.
that's Whakatane River.
Oh, I don't know. I'm confused. I get confused now.
But what's known as Whakatane, but in Rātoki up as Ohine Mataroa, and then it gets there and then they call it the Whakatane River. It's a Rangitaiki is Te Awa o Te Atua, that comes out at, is it, or is it Tarawera River?
Tarawera River comes out. Oh, it might be... No, Rangitaiki is the one that comes from Matahina. One of the rivers has 3 names.
Yeah.
One of them is Te Awa o Te Atua. Hika, my memory.
Hika mā, yeah, hika. Yeah. So, you know, ko tau whakarongo mai nei, everyone that's listening, you can find, it's really, really interesting. Anywhere you go, the kupu Māori, the ingoa Māori of the town or the river or the maunga or wherever you are, you can do some of your own rangahau and find out the whakapapa, the whakamārama of how that place got its name.
Yeah, yeah. There's stories and everything.
Yeah, and I always wonder when I travel, when we're driving around, there's lots of places, streams, everything. I like down in, actually, I need to revisit this kōrero, it's a kahu noroto mai o Ngāti Kahungunu. They've got ngaruroro, which means sort of like wave of brains. And they got tū taikuri, which is the feces of a dog.
Yeah.
So tū taikuri is the name of a river, so it was ngaruroro, and there's another river, and they're all connected with the same kōrero.
Oh, yeah.
But tū taikuri, it's a beautiful river. It's really, really nice and clear. That's actually where I had that pure I was talking about before.
Yeah.
Was in that awa. But anyway, when I drive over any stream or anything, I sort of think, man, how did that get its name?
Yeah, how did it get its name,
Yeah.
Hey, what about that one, Waikato Iti?
Waikato Iti, or look, we've gone back to
Tūwharetoa
territory.
Yeah.
Going into Ngātirangi on the Te One Tapu there in the desert road, the Waikato Iti, which is the start of the Waikato River.
Yeah, I'm confused though, because so that comes from beside Tongariro.
Yeah, it flows down Tongariro into Taupo.
Yeah, and then it goes into Taupo.
Yeah, and it goes through Taupo.
Yes, well, yeah, through. Are
Yeah.
there no other inlets into Taupo?
Yeah.
Well, how come it doesn't get all mixed up and then become...
I don't know, it wasn't explained to me, but when I first heard that kōrero, it was that Waikato Iti flows down from Tongariro and then into Taupo, and it goes through Taupo,
Yeah,
and then comes out the other side. Yeah,
as Waikato.
yeah. And then again, Waikato has other names, like pending, there was a time when Te Awa Nui a Taikehu was used as the name of Waikato, and you'll hear that name from Hamilton North, but it's not a name you hear. It's not a common name.
What's
for
that
the
one,
river.
sorry?
Te Awa Nui a Taikehu.
Oh,
Yeah. So
who's
there's
Taikehu?
tētahi o nā. Well, that's interesting again, because Taikehu came on Tainui,
Yeah,
and Taikehu factors into a lot of whānāpa nui kōrero as well, because there's places down in te whānāpa nui and Ngaitai and Tōrere.
yeah.
You've got te hoi a Taikehu, and then you've got te ara a Taikehu, which I think is around Whangapraoa. And after having some conversations with some of your whanaunga, that there could be two different Taikehu, a Taikehu that came on Tainui and then a Taikehu. I think they actually might be the same person, because a lot, people got off Tainui down.
Yeah, they got off there.
I don't think Tōrere was the only person that got off
No.
in Ngaitai, and they, i moe i roto i te iwira.
Yeah.
They're definitely, and I think, I know the reason why Tainui and Te Arawa didn't stay down there is because it was already populated. Yeah, so I think
Oh, man.
either the peoples of Tauira
Yeah.
Mai Tawhiti or Mātātua were there,
The
because
stories...
Tainui never stayed there.
Yeah, I always assumed that Tauira came after Tainui because, somehow people came to Aotearoa first, and then on the story that I've learned anyway, then somebody went back to Hawaii to tell Po, yep, the new land's all good, it's pretty cool,
and
come back over.
It might have been, it could have been the descendants of Toi.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that were there. Because if there weren't people there, I think Tainui would have stayed in Te Arawa. And that's my understanding. Te Arawa ended up settling where nobody was, and sort of the same with Tainui.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hoi anō, koe nā e tahi kōrero.
Waiata o te wiki. And Mr. DJ Mokena has given me this handy dandy notebook right here. And it's got a really good write-up about this week's Waiata o te wiki, which is Oku Tapairu. Written and sung by Sophronia Smith. She was a kaimahi here at Te Wānanga Aotearoa, and it features on the Songs of Rangahau album. Basically, the song is... it's written by her cousin, John Turi Tiakitai.
Oh, kia ora, John. I know John. Tēnā koe.
Tēnā koe. And it's
kōrua.
about 3 mana wahine from Here Taunga. And these wahine are Hene I Pakitia, Airini Te Nahu, and Māku I Te Rangi. And so they were leaders of high rank and often consulted by chiefs regarding hapu and iwi matters. And the waiata asserts tino rangatira and provides us with tools to define who we are in aligning with Māori. Oh, this is a big flash word. Māori epistemological view.
Epistemological.
Okay, you say it a lot better than me. Māori epistemological view, principles and values.
I just want to say too that when you said te pairu, so I've got sometimes when I was telling you about that funny conversation about this one or that one. Another one is like, what's your favourite word? Your favourite words. And I've got like, kupu I roto I te reo Pākehā. And I've never really thought about it in te reo. So te pairu, I like the word te pairu because I like the sound of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what would you compare that with?
Te pairu.
In this or that?
Te pairu means the equivalent in te reo Pākehā would be queen.
Ah, okay.
Or princess. Yeah. So that's...
So would maybe Māreikura?
Yep, Māreikura. But classically, you would refer to a high-ranking woman as e ariki te pairu.
Okay.
Or te pairu.
Yeah.
Yeah, so mai nā rangi, rongo mai wahine, those are women in history, our tupuna in history, who are referred to as te pairu.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just to give everybody a bit of context too about the title Oku te pairu. Oku. Or category.
Yes.
Oku te pairu. Whakarongo mai.
Ko ka hura na ki runga, ko ka hura na ki raro, ka rapa au kai ara, oku ka pairu, na hurangi e. Ko ka hura na ki runga, ko ka hura na ki raro, ka rapa au kai ara, oku ka pairu, na hurangi e. Hine I paketia, te hei o te rangi, naura te mana tike tike. Te kuini o here taunga, hine I paketia. Te hei o te rangi, naura te mana tike tike. Ko ka hura na ki runga, ko ka hura na ki raro, ka rapa au kai ara, oku ka pairu, na hurangi e. Ko ka hura na ki runga, ko ka hura na ki raro, ka rapa au kai ara, oku ka pairu, na hurangi e. Airini te nahu, te moko puna o te hapuku, naura te arahi o iwi. Te terini I nui e, airini te nahu, te moko puna o te hapuku, naura te arahi I po iwi. Ko ka hura na ki runga, ko ka hura na ki raro, ka rapa au kai ara, oku ka pairu, na hurangi e. Ko ka hura na ki runga,
that was a beautiful waiata and a beautiful episode. I really enjoyed it.
Me too.
Yeah, it's good to look back on things and see where you came from.
Yeah, it's good to look back on things and not even talk about them.
I know.
Because we go off on our
We're
own
so
huarahi.
good at doing that.
But a whole lot of other mātauranga and kōrero comes out. Koe nā te painga.
Yes, and that's the
tino
beauty
pai
of
rawa
it.
ati tērā. Tēnā koutou e hika mā.
Yes, thank you for listening, everybody out there.
Ai, kia are tonu mai, hei ngā wiki e tū mai nei. Looking forward to our further kaupapa
All right.
in front of us. And tēnā no koe te tuahine, pai tā tāua noho.
Yes.
Tēnei, āko ko hoki mai ki te mahi. Aren't we lucky
I know.
or fortunate?
I know, we are fortunate.
I'm grateful for my mahi here at
So
Te
am
Wānanga
I.
o Aotearoa.
Yeah.
And doing this at Te Ipurau.
Yeah.
Nō reira e mihi ana.
Yes, and it was really good to see you after such a good break.
Ia, me koe tahi. Kia ora, tēnā koe, tēnā koutou, tēnā tātou katoa.
Bit whakaronga pi kari kari. Gather up close everybody buddy. Taringa, taringa, taringa. Yeah, tahuri mai ki yo. Whakarongo ki te tangi a te kori mako. Kōrero flowing at the hook force. Kaupapa relevant, kaupapa out of bounds. Kaupapa exigent, kaupapa paramount. Nā ko nā whakapiri mai ki te kaupapa tino whakahira hira. Whakarongo pi kari kari mai. Hare hare mai, o Taringa hare hare mai. We gotta gather up close everybody. Gather up close everybody. Kani move that body. Kani move that body.
Taringa, he mea tuku nā te wānanga o Aotearoa. To listen to more episodes, search for us on your podcast app and subscribe. Taringa, whakarongo mai.